Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This time we're going to have an example of an array to kind of freshen up your knowledge again what arrays are. It allows you to store for a group of items of the same data type together in the memory. So processing a large number of array is definitely easier than processing a large number of stored in a separate variable. Okay, so we all know that when we store values in an array, it's stored on an index format. Okay, and those storage locations are known to be elements, right? So in memory, the array elements are usually located into consecutive memory locations, and they are assigned on a unique number. We call that one as a subscript, or we also call that one as indexes, okay, or indices. Now, suppose, excuse that one, subscript, they are being used to identify specific elements in an array, and normally most languages, the first element um, is assigned to a subscript of 0. Second element is assigned the subscript 1, and so on and so forth. So for this example, we have a constant integer size of 3, okay? And we are using that one to on line 6 to use for the size itself, okay? So for this one, we have the name of our array is hours, and you have how many elements in there? You have 3 elements, and the elements are assigned the subscript of 0 to 2. Okay, why? Obviously because the numbering starts at 0, the subscript of the last element in an array is 1 less than the total number of elements in an array. Okay, so for figure or for program 8-3 here, let's have a closer look at the first for loop in here. So it appears on your line 12 until 16, and it says here index equals 0 to size minus 1. Okay. Keep in mind when you're somehow simulating a pseudocode, I know it can be a little bit confusing because you don't see the step in here, right? You don't know if it's, oh, is it increasing by 1? What do you mean by for index equals 0 to size minus 1? This is also similar to saying for index is less than or equal to 0 to size minus 1. Why size minus 1? Because you need to match, the memory allocation. So when we say size minus 1, it's like saying 3 minus 1. Why? Because if you have those elements and you started with 0, it's like 0, 1, 2. So it has to end with 2. That's why we have size minus 1. So as if we're saying 0 less than or equal to 2. That's what line 12 means. For index equals 0 to size minus 1 is also the same as index 0, right? That's the value itself less than or equal to 2. Is it true? Yes. What goes after, you need to enter the number of hours worked by employee 1, right? Why do you have that index plus 1? So what's the value of your index? It's 0. Plus 1 is 1. This part in here, line 13 and 14, can be a little bit confusing, but the reason why we have index plus 1 is just for, I would say to make it a lot easier to track down because there's no such employee 0, right? So this is only for, I would say, better reading, right? So that on the prompt on your screen, it will be enter the hours worked by employee 1 instead of employee 0. Okay. Next, input index or input hour sub index, meaning to say input hour sub 0. Okay. Why sub 0? I have not changed my value of my index, and we initialize that one as 0 in here. So input hours sub 0, what is that? Let's say 25, right? Next, there is an invisible step 1 in here. If you're increasing by 1, so if you see here, there's no word step 1. So it's embedded in your for statement. Okay? So this one here will increase my what? It will increase my index. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So go back to your loop. 1 less than or equal to 2. True. It goes down here. Enter the hours worked by employee what? 2. So you're an employee 2 now. Next one is input hours subindex, which is the value of what? 1. So it loops on and on and on until the value of your index becomes 3. It goes out of the loop. It displays the hours you entered are. So it's going to display that. Now the second loop in here at the bottom, it displays the value that you entered. The first loop is only for accepting the hours, and then the second loop will be for displaying what are those values that you have entered. Okay, so some of the reminder when it comes to simulating your, one last thing to point out about program 8-3. This program reads the number of hours worked by 3 employees, okay, as employee number 1, employee number 2, employee number 3, okay. Notice that the second display statement uses the expression index plus 1 to display the employee number. So what do you think would happen if we left out the plus 1 part of the expression? Then the statements would be, oh, enter the number of hours worked by employee, this one, for this index. There's no such, employee number 0. That's why we need to use that index plus 1. Might as well, right? So lastly, it's also very important that you should know when your loop stops. Okay, when will it stop? If the condition itself exceeds this statement. So if this is 0 to 2, if it becomes 3, that's the time that it's going to go out of that loop. Okay. Now, I hope you got something for this program 8-3. Please refer to your supplement PowerPoint or supplement PDF copy of this book to be able to see some more examples using your array. So until the next video, you have a great day.